Hey guys, Alex Tyler here, coming at you with another deck profile. I talked to my locals again, so as promised, here's the deck. Let's get into it. It's TG Stun. It's a really good deck, as most of you know. It topped first place at YCS Atlanta, and it's got hit by the ban list, but it's still competitive, and you can still other cards to add into it that make it really good. So yeah, let's get right into it. 1 TG Striker. This is one of the cards that got hit by the ban list. People used to run 2 and it got hit to 1, so kind of sucks, but it's still really good. It runs a TG engine, which is when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 TG from your deck to your hand besides itself. And it's good to bait out like Solemn Wood. You special summon it and they Solemn it or whatever, and then you normal summon something else. And you can also sync with it, so that's really good. Then we got 3 TG Rush Rhinos, kind of the beater of the deck when it attacks against 400 damage during the damage step, and it runs a TG engine. So it's just, it's just a standard good card. Got 3 TG Werewolves. Some people run 2, I run 3, just because it's target for Horn the Phantom Beast, and it combos really well with TG1, EM1, which I'll go into later. Another good card is Greenboard Tengu. Another card I hit by the ban list. Some people just took them out all together, but I still like them just because you can, special summon Striker, normal summon Tengu, get a Synchro and a Tengu, and he's a target for Horn of the Phantom Beast, so I still find him consistent and to be a good card. Then we got 3 Beast King Barbaros. Most people run 2. I ran 3. I added 1 instead of the other Tengu, just because it's a target for Horn of the Phantom Beast, and versus decks like the Dragon decks, I found that getting that big beater is really important. And yeah, he's just a good card in general. I mean, you're never, even if you draw into him, he's still a 1900 beater. So 2 Ryos, good card. It interrupts your TG engine a little bit, but what you do is you sit on him, so you just normal summon him and then gain hand advantage, or let your opponent do something to negate it or interrupt their plays or whatever. So he's just a really good card to sit on and gain advantage from that. 2 Cyber Dragons, because it's Cyber Dragon. You can bait the Psalms out by special summoning it, and they negate it, and you have your normal summon, or you bait their answers, or you can get over Ryo, or just 1900 beaters. 1 Veiler. This could be anything. I mean, I was thinking about DD Crow or something, but I just put 1 Veiler just because it's universally good card, but you could switch this in really for anything, whatever suits your playstyle. 3 Dualities, mainly because you don't special summon a lot, and it adds the consistency of the deck, it improves that a lot, and it's just really good draw power card. MST, Heavy Storm, just the back row staples. I cited another MST just in case, so yeah. 1 Dark Hole, staple. 3 Skill Drain, the stun portion of the deck, just a really good card. Negates anything in the meta. It destroys a lot of things right now, and it's just an overall great card. 3 Horn of the Phantom Beast. It increases the attack of a beast or beast warrior type monster in the field, and it's just really good. If it destroys a monster by battle, you draw 1. So what you can do is you have your TG Werewolf, and then they attack into it, and then you activate this, like they attack into it with like a Ryo, and then they activate that, destroys the Ryo, you draw 1, so draw power, and it gives your guys a little bit of a buff there. And then 2 TG1 EM1s. This card is extremely good. I cited a 3rd one just in case too. You have a TG Werewolf, and it acts like a creature swap. It switches your TG monster of one monster your opponent controls, and you get to choose which monster that is on your opponent's side of the field. So you can just bait them out with that so hard. 2 Compulses, just staple, good card answer. 2 Starlight Road, just because it's really good to have that security, protects your skill drains, and you can have security of setting 3 to 4 back row, if this being one of them, and bait the heavy or whatever, so you get your free Stardust. 1 Warning and 1 Solemn Judgment. I would run the 3rd Warning, but with the life point taking away of skill drain, another Solemn Warning is a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much negation of life points. So just 1, and then to negate or to offset the other Solemn Warning, a Bottomless, which is just good standard card, and then Torrential and Mirror Force, which are both staples. As for the extra. Here's pretty much the essential parts of the extra deck. I have a little bit more, but if you're going to build a deck, this is really all you need. 1 Utopia, 1 Leviathan, 1 Acid Golem, one TG Hyper Librarian, kind of a staple for it honestly, because you can combo it with TG1EM1, and he's easy to get out with Warwolf and Striker. So one Catastor, one Gaia, one Brio, all Striker, one Black Rose, two Stardust for mainly just Charlie Rhodes, and then one Combiner Tech Fortress Dragon, just because you have two Cybers, and if a white up player does a sloppy Zen Mighty play, you can do this with it. As for the side deck, it's really depending on your own play style and what you think is best, but here's some options that, at least 5 options that I really thought were good and that I would suggest running. One Doom Caliber Knight, mainly because it stops your opponent in your tracks sometimes, and they have to use resources to either get over it, or if you really don't want to negate an effect, or you don't want to get the effect they use, or the effect failure, which would negate it, you use Skill Drain, and you still have a 1900 beater on the field, so it's just a really good card. You replace it with like a Ryo or something. One Spirit Reaper, really good against like windups and Time Rabbit, because they don't really have a lot to get over it, and it just stalls them out, so you can get whatever you need to get rid of their crap. And also the discard effect actually works sometimes, so yeah, good card. And the one I used the most was one Commandment, two Necro Valleys. This was like the MVP sideboard of the day. I won like 2 duels versus a Sector and a Wind-Up because of this, and it's really good against both those decks and other decks. It dead draw the Monster Reborn, and it really just stuns them with the Skill Drain and the Necro Valley. There's not much they can do, and yeah, so just a really good card. So yeah, that's pretty much it. TG Stun. Hope you guys liked it. It's a good competitive deck. It's a good build. Talked about locals. It's relatively cheap. Even it's just a good deck in general. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Comment, rate, subscribe, give feedback or suggestions. If you want, I have other decks, Dark Horse, competitive budget decks that are similar in style to this one, and they're all competitive. I try to upload every time I win a locals. I try to upload the deck that I win it by, and that's kind of like my goal. What I'm going to try to do. So yeah, thanks YouTube, and I'll see you later.